Hello, everyone, and welcome to Energy Unleashed, the Midlife Reset podcast. Today, we have such an amazing and beautiful soul here. She is a yoga instructor. She has a passion for wellness and mompreneur doing her thing in the holistic field. She's in her midlife and in this current journey where she opened her own podcast as a form of talk therapy and allowing others to come on and share their stories, to just be inspired by each other and uplift each other. Welcome, Jenny Katheryn.
Hello. Thank you, Michi. This is new territory for me, but I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
Yes, no, I love it. What you're doing is so cool, so amazing, and the name is so adorable. What is it called?
It is Stories from a Roll Top Desk.
Yes.
I'll turn the camera around just for a second.
Okay.
I'm sitting at the roll top desk. So
Look at that, adorable. So that's the whole layout.
hmm
And
my
how did you get inspired by calling it that?
oh gosh. So I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to start a podcast just because I love to learn. It's something I'd never done before, but I love to talk. I love to listen. So I knew what I wanted to do. And as you know, coming up with a name sometimes is its own journey.
Yes,
So
yes, yep.
I kept writing down these names and I was like, man, those just sound so generic. And I walked in the room one night and I saw the desk sitting over there and I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh.
that's it. I ran in the living room like crying to tell my
No way.
partner.
See, so
I was like,
beautiful.
I figured it out.
But
So,
you see, so, and right there is like a calling to you. It was like a little whisper.
yeah,
I
so
love
that's
it.
it. That's how it came to be. And I texted my mom and I was like, do you need that desk for anything?
Oh, so you
And
didn't have it originally. That was at her house?
well, it kind of. I was renting my aunt's house from her, and my mom had some furniture and things over there, and the desk was there. And she said, no, you can have it. I was like, oh, yay.
Yes, my new little project.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, this is like such a fun journey. Because this podcast is the midlife, right? I mean, this is really information on here for everyone. It can
hmm
inspire anyone, everyone and anyone, all ages, but specifically the midlife, sometimes you get a little bit feeling stuck or like thinking, what else is there to life? And just kind of like in a womp womp stage, right? For me, it was more finding, going through a little spiritual journey myself. I
hmm
had like a little awakening. And from there, I just found my calling, my passion finally with energy healing, natural healing.
Yes.
And from there, the more I kept working in the wellness field, it led me to ancient practices and just
hmm
drawing you closer and closer. Well, you do yoga, so you know.
Yeah.
And so this to me is just a field that I'm just obsessed with, and I
Yeah.
feel so much better in so many ways. And from that, I believe is what kind of like opened my eyes further in life, enjoying life more since,
Yes.
doing energy healing, yoga, qigong, all of that. And so I opened this, and it's like the more and more people I speak with, pretty much everyone on my show so far has had like some kind of awakening or spiritual
hmm
awakening in their close to, if not during their midlife. It's just that you need to be inspired. Someone needs to reignite your passion, or
Yeah.
sometimes you need someone else to, shift you in a certain direction, or maybe you'll see something that I don't see. That one little thing can change somebody's life. So
Yeah.
if you can just share a little bit about your background and what pulled you to where you are now between yoga and your cute little podcast and all of that, because you're just loving life right now.
Yes, I am. And you nailed it. I mean, the 40s for me has been a time of discovery.
Yes. Yes.
Just getting back to, I think for a lot of us, and my first guest, I just released that episode yesterday. That's what she and I talked
Congrats.
about. Just how we lose ourselves
Uh-huh.
and just in the mix of life through whether it's career, whether it's marriage, children, any of those things. And just, it's been a time of just coming back to that. And as far as bringing me to doing this podcast, like you know, we're
Uh-huh.
both starting out and it's been a blast so far.
It has.
Um, but just, yeah, getting back to that as a kid, you know, I love to read and I love to write when nobody was telling me I had to.
Yes.
And so at one point I was like, oh, I think I want to be an author. I want to write books, you know, and I haven't done that yet. That may be the next
Yes.
step. Who knows?
Yes, exactly. No, yeah, that's
But
in your
yeah,
little heart of yours. Things are happening. So that's just part of your action vision board. I call it an
yes,
action board. I heard that somewhere before because it's not only vision, because
right.
sometimes you just stare at it like, no, if I'm putting it on my vision board, I'm going to act on it. And the more we look at it and just action, 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 and pick kind of, sometimes I would like pick one and just write a few steps as to how to get to that, at least close to it,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be surprised how close you get to it.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
Yeah. All those little things that
Mm-hmm.
those little experiences, all of the things that lead you to this moment right here.
Yeah.
And I mean, tonight we've we've had quite a night just getting
Yes,
on here.
we sure have. Exactly.
So,
But we still are
but
here. We
we
made
are
it happen. Yes.
here.
Yes.
And
Oh.
I've been so excited. I was like, all right, this is gonna happen. We're just minor glitches. It's okay.
Yep, yep, yep. Little glitches in the matrix. All is
Yes,
good.
yes.
But no, yeah, and you're a mompreneur, hustling, and you have your partner as well.
Hmm.
And see, and so even with children, what are their ages?
So their birthdays are all coming up. So
Oh my gosh.
my oldest son will be 22, and then my daughter will be 19. And then I have a son who will be 12 and a daughter who will be 10. So it kind of started over. It looks a lot different this, you know, with the younger two than it did with the older two. And I can just give myself grace. So
Yes. But you see, so it's like, but still you're finding joy. Like, yes,
yes.
having children for
Hmm.
children is not easy whatsoever. But you're still finding time to do your hobby and your wellness activities. And it's just, that's what's keeping you going and energized
Yeah.
and glowing. And you're going to live also much longer, just constantly moving and being mindful and all of that.
Yeah, it's imperative. We have got to just stop and just take it in, you know?
Yes, yes, yes. And like they say, we're not our age, we are our energy. And that's
Hmm.
like what I'm like living by now. No, and it just keeps us going.
Yes. Yes.
And were you always into the physical activities? Because I saw some of your posts too. You're pretty flexible and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So what led you to that?
So I had done yoga off and on for several years. And then I got into running and started working at actually a running and fitness store locally owned here and started running races and just longer and longer distances. That's where I started really finding myself,
Oh,
was
active
running these
woman.
running these long distances and getting into that pain cave, you know.
Wow, kind of like
And
track. You're saying running like track, like.
no, like marathons and
Oh, cool.
trails and
Okay.
yeah. So, uh, then I kind of got back into yoga I was working at that store when, you know, the whole pandemic started and we were
Uh-huh.
all stuck at home. And so I was just doing yoga with Adrian, you know, on YouTube. And I always thought about becoming a yoga teacher but I just didn't know where to start, where to go. And I talked to a friend who had gone through a teacher training, and she said, go to the studio. It's great. And I was scared to death. I talked to the owner. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this.
Right.
And she said, I'll work with you. I don't want that to be a factor. One of the best decisions I've ever made. And I learned
Wow.
so much just with the 17 other people that were in my cohort. I realized at that point, everybody is going through something. We've got to be there for each other. And so I did that. That was about 3 years ago. And I've getting to see the ladies that I teach on a weekly basis. A lot of them were brand new to yoga, and I've gotten to witness them grow and heal
Uh-huh.
and connect with each other. And
Right.
it's just been amazing. So that's what got me there. And speaking of energy, when I was coming up with a name for all of that, it's actually Genergy Yoga.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's super
So
cool.
I was like, that's
Yes.
kind of fun.
Yep. No, it
So,
is. And then, but when you saw those late, but you see how universe works because this person was like, "Oh, I got you. Don't worry about it." When
mhm,
other people would just be like, "Oh, sorry, you can't do that," you know? So
right.
things like that will just happen. And I'm always mentioning this, but like once you just let go, stop trying to control the outcome in
Yes.
your life so much when
Yes.
you understand how to feel your body, read your body, understand how your
Mhm.
body feels, and a lot of it, you get more sensitive when you do these mindful practices, these ancient practices,
Yes.
and healing deep work. But just keep, it's all energy. When you learn to read your body, easily you can just kind of float through life. I used to do so many things that I would just feel some kind of like resistance to.
Yes.
Now, when I do things, immediately I'm so in tune to my body and I'll just be like, like even if I feel like a little, like that's not for me, I'm just like, is this a priority? So if something else is more important than that, I'm not going to do this other thing or I'm not going to do it at all because I feel that certain way. And when you start riding life with not going against the current, but just letting things happen, opportunities just pop up out of
Yes.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking just to open the eyes to others out there who maybe don't really like it, or there's also like a stigma around it. Like when you start tying in religion to it, they say, "Oh, that's not right for you. You shouldn't do that." So there's a lot of mixed views about it. For me, it's very mindful, spiritual, and healing. So what would you say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. It is mindful. It is yoga is not getting on the mat and doing poses. Yoga is a way
I
of
said that
life.
too.
It is a
Yes,
way of
yes.
life.
It's not the
And
pretty cute pictures, and that's all it is.
but when I say I witnessed their healing, it has been, I would say, more emotional on an emotional level, but they are doing things in their body and being present in their body and doing things that they thought maybe they wouldn't ever be able to do. And
Uh-huh.
finding, so I get to see that confidence come out. I get to
Like a
see
flower blossoming in a way, like
exactly.
different
Yes.
ages.
Like right now, we're going through each of the yamas each week.
Uh-huh.
So, incorporating some of that, of course, breath work, different breathing techniques, and postures, just really taking the time to break them down and how they feel in the body.
Uh-huh.
There are mirrors in the studio, but I challenge them not to rely on that because I do
Yes.
want them to turn inward. So, but it's been beautiful to watch.
I love
So,
that. Now you're gonna have your own world going on and having others share stories. It is a form of healing, right?
yes.
What do you think is so powerful about just, talking or sharing stories?
I feel, and I'm not a therapist, by the way, just putting that out there.
Yeah, we're not
I
licensed, neither of us.
no,
Yep.
just here to listen. I feel like there's something so powerful in someone telling their story in their own voice out loud, I feel like there are not a lot of avenues for people to do that without, of course, paying somebody.
Right.
And I've always considered myself a good listener. And there are times, as I've gone to therapy and discovered that I have not shared my story because I didn't feel like I had the opportunity to do so. And so, in I guess my way of giving that back or giving that
I love that.
energy out, I really love to do that for others. And I am a very curious person. So I am curious about people. I want to understand them on a deeper level. I want to have that compassion and let go
Hmm.
of judgment. So that's really that's really what inspired me to do it. And it's I'm really looking forward to it. So,
Yes. What you said is so helpful. Having someone listen to you.
yeah.
When you're younger, you want to be heard. That's why you see a lot of teenagers, going through their teenage drama. They share everything with their friends, right? And someone to be open with. It's a very powerful thing for those that just want to be heard or guided or
Yeah.
helped along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a little something that you would say to those that are maybe just need a little bit of inspiration to just keep going, waking up tomorrow?
I would say, like I said earlier to myself, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace in the mistakes, the trials, and love yourself. Love yourself. We
Yeah.
talked about that on the episode too. Just showing yourself gratitude. We we talk down to ourselves and say some horrible things to ourselves that we would never say to someone else.
Right.
And just getting away from that. I don't know why we do that, but just love yourself and don't put limits on yourself. If
Yeah.
there's something that you want to do, something you want to try, do it. Life is
Yep.
short.
Yep.
Don't waste time worrying. I'm letting go of worry. I'm letting go of control. That's something I've been working on. So, yeah, just let go, just be.
No, yeah. And it's
So,
not that we're saying it like it's so peachy easy, but you have to
no.
work at
Yeah.
it
Just like you
little by
said,
little.
just being mindful. And I think the more you practice that mindfulness and gratitude, the easier it does come. It's just like
Uh-huh.
practicing anything else.
You just have to just keep moving
Yes.
forward, but not keep moving forward on something that your body feels like it's like a no, like a hard stop, or if your body feels off, like you feel some kind of not so great, transparent, easy energy, then that might not be for you. That
Yeah.
happened to me. There was one instructor that it was just a funky feeling, very like dominant slash controlling, and I just that did not make it enjoyable for me, that
Hmm.
class. So it's things like that where if I was stronger, I could have been like, oh, forget this. Like, why am I even here when I know I'm not even gonna enjoy this? So, but I stuck with it. But I'm like, this one person ruined the experience just by the. It wasn't a warm feeling, and it was like a friction, I guess you could say. So it's important that you connect with. I'm an instructor, you're an instructor, so it's important to have that connection with people. Otherwise, if you don't connect with the coach that you're working with or whichever the case, then you just may not be the right fit. Maybe they're a right
Yeah.
fit for somebody else, but otherwise you're not going to grow and get better if you don't have
Right.
some kind of good connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why there's not only one yoga teacher in the world or one personal trainer in the world.
Right? Right.
And we were actually talking about something earlier, and I was like, the right people are not even necessarily the right people, but the people that need to hear
Mm-hmm.
what I have to say will hear what I have to say. The people that are
Right.
supposed to, it's okay if, I don't reach everybody in the world, or you don't reach everybody
No,
in the
we're not
world.
going to. Yeah.
Yeah, that fit. And you said enjoyable, and joy is part of that word. When things don't bring me joy anymore, it's time to move on. It's time to let it go.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And as we get older, it becomes easier, I think. Don't you
Hmm.
think, for us too? Because when you're younger, it's all things that we learn throughout the
Yes.
way, and it depends on who's been your mentor throughout your years, or what you've been surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
But this is beautiful, and I just wish you the best journey.
Thank
This is just so
you.
much
Same.
fun. This is beautiful
Yes.
for others to just share their stories. I had a someone reach out to me just yesterday to say, I don't know if I'm your typical person, but I would love to share your story. I've been wanting to. This has been like a dream of mine. And I was shocked that it was a dream of somebody to share their story, because
Yeah.
most likely this person hasn't had that one person to actually fully, authentically hear them, And I was just like, oh, yes, okay, sure,
That's
let's
so
chat, let's talk.
awesome.
But see, it's the same as what you're doing. So I
And
love
you as
everything you're
well.
doing. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna just trickle down. That's my hope for it, is, in listening to people's stories and just being there, that they will find healing in it. I don't know about you, but I'm already finding healing in it. Just
Yes.
talking,
Yep.
I'm like, this is amazing. The people who have reached out, who've given feedback, I'm like,
Like,
oh,
there's so
this
much
is
kind people, right? You're like,
like,
where
I
did all
could
these
tear up
kind
right
people?
now.
Oh, I love it. No,
Yeah.
honey, for sure. Right? It's like a warmth. It's like
Yes.
and you don't know what people have been through growing
No.
up. And even there's older women, not older, our ages, but like saying that they never felt worthy, and it's like lifting each other up, right? Oh, you're giving me the chills. It's like a love, though. Like, honestly,
Yes.
you're kind of like in normal life, you're in la la land, and everybody's just like machines and doing
Yes.
their thing. But then it's like you and I are doing, and of course many others out there, but something positive and uplifting for others out there. It's a platform for us to express. I'm passing my message on energy
Yes.
healing and being the best we can when we're feeling stuck, and just reignite
Mhm.
ourselves, because it's happening for me. It's happening for you, and we're finding our tribe. We're lifting people up, and
Yes.
it is super healing. My heart literally, everyone I've spoken to, I'm like, yes, where have you been in my life? Where have you been in my
Yes.
life? It's like, it's like it's being, people who are meant to connect will connect. And for instance, our chat today, I'm going to learn something from you. You're going to pick something from me that's just going to make you feel that little bit better.
Yeah. I'm so
Well,
glad this
girl,
worked out.
no, yeah, so funny. No, technology is
Oh
wonderful, but
my
then it has
goodness. I'm
it's
already laughing
fun.
about it.
The Matrix, the freaking Matrix is
Yes.
messing with us. Yes, but look, and it worked. It worked out.
It did. I was like, I saw your face and it was like,
No, and then I said,
yeah.
now the old me would have been like, so frustrated, so angry. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. Chill,
Yes.
everything's gonna
It's
be fine.
okay.
Yep,
Deep
yep.
breaths.
I
Yes.
love it. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, and many blessings to you and on your journey. And good, keep going with that yoga over there.
Thank you, Michi.